Don't you love rope and tying knots and that sort of thing? Well, I'd like to show you the timber hitch. And this is one that we actually use quite often around camp. And if we want to tie on to something and get it loose real quick, a good example of that would just be taking chunks of logs and that sort of thing. We're going to hook onto it with a rope and then dally it or hitch it to a team, that sort of thing, and drag it over to camp. Okay, so anyway, you start with your rope. You take any old rope, and all you do is you can't come back on itself like this, and then you just wrap it back around itself. You want to go about at least about 3 wraps, and that's what it looks like. The log's going to go right in the middle, and I'll show you something we can use to do that. But then it locks up around the log like where my fingers are, and you can take off and pull that thing around, and then all you have to do is loosen this end up and take it apart. So let me hook onto something and I'll show you the timber hitch. Okay, we've got a log there. Just use your imagination a little bit. Here's our rope, and what we're going to do is like work that around the very end of one side, one end of the log, and we're going to come back and around and then just wrap this around here. We've drug some logs that were well over 3 foot in diameter this way, so I know it works, and drag it right back to camp. All you have to do is tighten that up around the log like that. Hook it on your horse, dally it, away you go. Just like that. You get a little elevation on the front end of that log. You can just drag that log and take some of the friction out of the way. And you got lots of firewood in a hurry when you start to build a fire.